understand what you say. No.
There it is.
Let's hear it.
Well, let's hear it.
Talk to us.
Beadle and Decker, taking on sports talk like no one else. Michelle Beadle.
I'm just helping. I'm helping America one by one.
Cody Decker.
I 100% believe in revenge. Revenge is a great thing.
Back to the sports.
Back and ready for more.
Every time I tune them out, they pull me back in.
It's Beadle and Decker. Here's Michelle and Cody.
Hello. How we doing? How we doing?
I mean, it's a Michelle Beadle Wednesday, and everybody's very excited because the Michelle Beadle Wednesday is the best of the Wednesdays here on Beadle and Decker. Hello, Michelle.
How you doing?
Oh, bro, what a day I'm having. I'm having a lot of going on in my world today because it's a big sports day, especially, which is weird to say on a March Wednesday, the 11th.
Is it the 11th?
A lot happened, Michelle. I don't know if you heard about Bam Adebayo. He apparently had himself a pretty good game. I'm not sure if you heard about Max Crosby, but he's apparently still a Raider, and now they're having trouble moving him. I don't know if you heard about Indiana Jones signing 2 years, $100 million in Indianapolis.
Dude.
And most importantly, I don't know if you've heard about your countrymen. And of course, I'm talking about Italy.
Italianis. Who knew, by the way? I wish I could sit here and be like, yeah, I knew. I didn't know.
Listen, I knew they had a pretty good team, and they do have a pretty good team. You see that lineup, it's not bad, but at no point ever, and we'll get into it, Michelle, there is a real possibility that Team USA gets knocked out today in the World Baseball Classic, and you know what actually is going to be knocking them out? It's not going to be Italy. It's not going to be Mexico. No. In my opinion, it is hubris. Hubris is what is going to knock out the United States today, and we're going to talk about it. But more importantly, just how's your week going, man?
It's good. It's another glorious day.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. It's like you just want to get outside, even if it's just to sit in the sun for 4 minutes, just to be like, okay, warm it up. So yes, it's a beautiful, lovely, impressive Wednesday. My Spurs are... I don't even know anymore what to call it. Fantastic, amazing, wonderful, great, all of the things, all of the above. It's a joy right now. I think I put on threads last night as soon as that game ended. I was like, just start the playoffs. Like, let's go. Like, I'm ready.
Please.
I'm ready. I'm not going to be more ready. So,
and by the way, like I'm excited for the playoffs too, even though I know my team's not going to go super far, but
hey, you're in 4 right now. Like
we are in 4
moment. Yep.
But I look forward to talking about this because it's in the B block. Because listen, as much as I feel good about my Lakers, it's like the exact opposite of Jason Tatum. We're doing so many amazing things without LeBron. And I mentioned last week, I'm like, you're not going to get worse because you added Jason Tatum. The Lakers might get worse by adding a LeBron James.
It's so weird. And I know we'll have this in the B block. I'm working on like different ways to put the words, right? Because
it's weird.
You know, as a hoops fan, like saying the sentence, is this team better without LeBron James, just feels weird. Doesn't feel right. So I'm trying to figure out, like, let's figure out different ways to word that. We're working on that. Workshop.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out by the end of this show. But let's get into everything. Michelle Beadle, your countryman in the WBC. And by the way, I know you're still not probably watching, but it is so much fun to watch. This is an incredible tournament. I mean,
if the Spurs aren't playing, there's a better chance I can tune in. But like,
but you're Italian. Look at the face of that player celebrating a home run by drinking an espresso mid-game. This team is doing everything right. They're currently 3-0 in the tournament, and they have like their future in their own hands today. They're taking on Mexico today, and I will explain all the scenarios that will get them to where they need to be. But
a lot of math.
Let's just start with the simplest thing. Your countrymen, Team Italy, beat the United States on U.S. soil last night. And at one point, it wasn't just a loss. It was a drubbing. It was an 8-0 drubbing at one point. Now, U.S. did come back and score 6 runs.
This is in Houston, right?
This was in Houston.
Oh, they don't like this. They do not like this. I think the most Italian restaurant in Houston is like Carrabba's. Get out of here with that garbage. And I work there. I'm allowed to say that.
I'm just saying, Michelle, like there's something about like one, this Italy team, it's giving me vibes of my Israel team back in
Love
2017,
this.
where everybody kind of shit on us. Oh, you don't belong in this tournament, yada, 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 yada. And then by the second week of the tournament, everyone's like, well, you're just another US team because you're all born in US. You're just the USB team. And we kind of laughed at that. I give it 3 days before everyone starts referring to the Italy team as the USB team, of which none of these guys could sniff the US team. But there's a lot of things that happened yesterday leading into this, Michelle, that I think are really, really interesting. And that's why I put it on there. U.S. team defeated by hubris.
I like that.
There's something really interesting that took place because they did beat Mexico, and that was a very hard-fought game, and they got the win, and that was a lot of drama involved in that win, Michelle. But Mark DeRosa is getting a lot of heat today. And I will tell you, he deserves all of the heat because somebody didn't tell this cat the rules. But before we get to that, let's just talk about this one little thing. We just finished the Olympics, Michelle. Everybody's big on USA, USA, USA.
Sure.
Well, we're going into this tournament. It's the biggest thing America has as far as baseball, as far as like the World Cup goes. So this is what Bryce Harper said at the beginning of the tournament. And I just want you to just get a sense of the mood.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been fighting for LA 28 for a long time. I think my whole career I've been trying to get, something started or something coming up. Obviously the WBC has been great, but it's not the Olympics, right? That's no disrespect to the WBC or anything, but everybody knows that when the Olympics are on, everybody's watching. Don't matter what sport it is, it could be the most random sport, and it's got, all the fans watching it. So.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I guess I understand what he's saying, but he is aware that he is starting this tournament of which all these U.S. teams have just won gold in the Olympics, and there's a lot of pressure on this team to do something special. And instead of talking about this tournament that he's supposed to be participating in, and where we do not know what baseball is going to look like in the Olympics in a couple of years, this is a really, really, really weird thing to say at the beginning of this tournament, of which you're not the best team in the tournament, don't you think?
Yeah. I was going to say, do you think he felt like they didn't have a good chance of winning and was just trying to like sort of low key diss it a little bit? So there wasn't a big, I don't know. I can't figure that one out because you're right. The Olympic part of this it's still in the air. Like there's not we don't know yet.
You're going to tell me right now, Major League Baseball is going to take a 2-week break mid-season there's just no universe I see this happening.
Although I wonder if they just watched hockey and went, okay, we can do this. That is a blueprint that just happened right in front of your face. You don't even have to come up with anything, just copy it.
I don't disagree with you. The only thing I worry about is the fact that like teams hold back players from playing in the World Baseball Classic, which is during spring training. Like I can't imagine you got like a guy you're paying $32 million on that season, but like, okay, you can go take 2 weeks off and go play in the Olympics. I just don't know.
Hockey did it.
Fair.
Every single one of those dudes was a superstar in that Olympics. So again, no one's asking baseball to reinvent the wheel. We're just asking you to go look over here at hockey, your American sport counterpart that just finished doing the exact same thing, and copy that. Like just literally copy it. You don't even have to put any thought, any effort, anything in it. It's right there for you. Do it.
Michelle, I'm going to stay on this hubris talk about the United States because here's what I really want to point out to you. I don't know if you saw this.
Hubris? No.
Mark DeRosa, manager of this team, which, by the way, he's managed this team before. This is not his first time doing this tournament. And also, I'd like to also mention, he is a daily correspondent on MLB Network. So he is very in tune to Major League Baseball. Well, this is what Mark DeRosa said after the night that they beat Mexico, coming to the field the next day. They talked about making some changes to the lineup and which like, well, we got Italy today, but yada, yada, yada. Here, just hear what he had to say about his team going into yesterday's game.
They're probably playing video games and hanging out, but to see it, we played in a different time where we were staying in the clubhouses till wee hours of the morning, just having a few beers and talking the game. So that has been the most enjoyable part of this for us, just kind of bringing the entire group together. That not only that ended up on the bus, that ended up back at the hotel. There's some guys dragging today. Bobby can attest to probably.
Uh-oh. Some of our guys are dragging today. We were too excited about Mexico, and maybe some dudes are hungover. I got a question for you, Michelle. You've heard of the name Paul Goldschmidt, right?
Yes.
Good ball player, but he's nearly 40. He started yesterday. I don't know why the hell you would ever start Paul Goldschmidt in this tournament at all, but you started him yesterday. You didn't play your best 9 yesterday, which leads me to this that happened yesterday on MLB Central with Mark DeRosa before all of this shit happened.
Got 9 bodies ready to roll today, I would imagine.
Absolutely. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to get some guys off their feet. No question about it. I'd like to get Goldie a start. And you know, he has been awesome. Just a leader of men behind the scenes with Aaron Judge. I'd like to get him in there. I'd like to get Gunnar in there again. Ton of respect for Italy. It's weird. We want to win. We want to win this game, even though our tickets punched to the quarterfinals, because Mexico plays Italy actually tomorrow. So the way the schedule lines up, this is an important game for us. Nolan McLean will start. He's on the bump and he's good to go.
Their ticket is not punched, Michelle.
It's very much not.
Their ticket is so not punched that this happened in the press conference after the fact.
Is that true?
Yeah, I misspoke. I was on hot stove with a couple buddies today and completely misread the calculations. We knew that Mexico was going to play Italy and then running all the numbers with if we lost tonight with the runs allowed and runs scored and outs. So I just misspoke.
Michelle, was it a miscalculation, or did he misspoke, or did somebody not tell him the fucking rules?
I mean, I am notoriously bad lately, especially of just skimming things and sort of missing important parts of, emails, what have you.
Sure.
This reeks of that. This reeks of like, we're America, we're fine, we're gonna get through regardless. It'll be whatever. Mexico plays Italy, we're already in. Like that. That's sort of how that reads to me. But all I know is there's some math that needs to happen today that's really gonna make him look like a jerk off.
So here's the math. This is very simple. It sounds more complicated than it is, but it's actually quite simple. Mexico versus Italy today, which has, by the way, been improved. It was going to be on Tubi. They have now put this game on FS1. I think they should go a step further and put this game on Fox. But here it is. If Mexico wins, Mexico will move on in the tournament, period, if they just win.
Okay.
If Mexico beats Italy and scores 5 runs or more, Mexico and the United States move on.
Okay.
If Mexico wins and only scores 4 runs, Mexico and Mexico and Italy will move forward. And if
4
Italy wins,
or it has to be 4.
It has to be 4 or fewer.
Okay,
if they score only 4 runs, the U.S. will be in the next round. But if Italy wins, Mexico's out and U.S. is officially in. Basically, if Mexico has a good game today, the U.S. is done. And this Mexican team can score 5 runs against Italy.
So if I'm Italy, I want Mexico to beat me today, and I want them to get only up to 4 runs.
Just a short game.
Correct?
Make this game 2-1, and U.S. is done.
This is a no-brainer. What are we doing, Italy? Italia, what are we doing? Let's go.
Just get in the corner, make it like a deep throat situation in a parking lot. Like, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do.
It's weird.
It is
The
weird.
4 or less. So if Mexico wins 1-0,
then
Italy and Mexico
move forward.
Okay, what time's that game?
That game is tonight on prime time, I believe, at 5 p.m. here Pacifically, either 4 or 5 p.m. today. It is a absolute must watch. I'm really excited, but man, oh man, the U.S. and their hubris. I don't know why they didn't roll out their top 9 guys. This is also coinciding with
because they're arrogant asses. What do you mean?
You're right. I know exactly why. Because they're arrogant as fuck.
Why? Okay, so we got. Let's go Mexico. Let's go Mexico. Let's go Italy. You know what the rules. You know what the math is. So make that happen as well. Don't get crazy. Let's not get a bunch of runs in this bad boy. Let's keep it low scoring. Boom. Shaka Khan.
Question for you. Is there anything about this that you think I mean, I love it for the humor of it because I think it's funny. And yes, I do think that the US is outrageously arrogant in this tournament, especially with the teams like Dominican and the Japanese team in there. But if this team gets knocked out in the first round, do you think this is bad for baseball?
Well, it's not a good look for them at all. Yeah,
No.
which gives me great joy. So, I can't tell you how much I want this to happen. Look. Oh, why don't you go back to where you came from, Michelle, if you hate it so much here? Nah, dude, nah. I pay a lot of money in taxes to be here. I'm going to stay right where I am, and then I'm going to tell you everything that's wrong with this place. So if I can but by the way, I don't want to see this team going to the White House. This baseball and the White House, like that goes together like butter and jam. Like that's, of course, they're going to love that. Oh, can't wait So yeah, I just am rooting against America in this. So I guess, also, even if they were to advance, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Japan not going to crush everyone? Is that not the plan here?
Yes, they
Okay,
are.
well,
They're
I just want to make sure
that
I understood that.
good. Oh, by the way, listen, I rarely want to get on O that much, but
Where's what?
excuse me. O is trying to compare this to the NBA Cup. Are you shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me?
I mean, it is fair though that you did just spit that out like it was nothing.
I did spit it out like it was nothing because one, it was nothing, and this is a much, much better tournament than the
That's
NBA
not true.
Cup.
Because the NBA Cup doesn't have things like, well, if the Warriors win by 72 or score 72 points or less, like that's
It's an international bracket play. What are we talking
still
about?
nuts. It's still nuts. There's a lot going on there. I mean, it's fairly simple to grasp, but you just have to remember numbers, and that's not everybody's thing.
The NBA Cup is not nearly as good as the World Baseball Classic. This is just ridiculous thing to even make the comparison.
Well, it's a preference of sport, obviously, because I don't really care about the WBC except for today, because this is gonna bring me great joy, and I can't wait for it to happen. By the way, 3 dudes on the Italian roster are actually, in fact, born in Italy. So suck it,
Boom,
buddy.
Boom. Question for you, Michelle. I know they're doing the espresso thing and they were drinking wine in the clubhouse post game and all that. What would be another Italian thing that this team should be bringing to the table?
I mean, those are the 2 that you can actually demonstrate with your. Golly, that's a lot of people on this roster. Jesus, there's a guy from Venezuela and a guy from Canada on here as well. There's nothing, because we're not doing the Southern Sicilian American Italian shit. We're not doing that. That's for all you people in Jersey and just you. So these are real Italians. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, we do this a lot. Like, this is a thing that I have seen done. We could do, but that's rude, and so they might actually get on them for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll be honest with you, the espresso thing is adorable. I'm all here for that.
I love it. I think it's
because no one's doing that's not a thing people do, and I like that so much.
Completely agree. Michelle, let's talk about the NFL free agent frenzy, which is absolutely batshit, and it went extra batshit last night because how long have we been talking about Max Crosby? How long have we been talking about this eventual trade that was going to take place, and it finally happens? And then in the 11th hour, the Ravens back out saying it was because of a health issue. I'm going to just go ahead and say this seems like some shenanigans because they went ahead and got their hands on Hendrickson this morning. That is a quick about face for a team that just lost out on somebody.
Yeah, it's hurtful. It's like you break up with someone, the next day they're engaged. You're like, oh, that hurt. Mm-hmm. That one sucked. Here's what I think has been entertaining about the whole process, because we sort of joked about it the other day that there's an unofficial tampering period in which 1,000 deals were being done, right? It just feels so ridiculous because all of this is happening and things were not even allowed to be official till today. So I don't love it. I think the Ravens did themselves a bit of a disservice as far as the rest of the league kind of side-eyeing them now. It's a bad taste that you've left. Mm-hmm. I wonder what happens with Max Crosby. Like, because by all accounts, he's going to be fine. Can he play football today? No, but he'll be fine by everybody's. I mean, he's got the best doctor worked on him. So I don't really know why I guess they all of a sudden decided maybe giving up 2 first rounders was a little high. I want to know where he ends up. Like, where's he going? Because somebody's going to get him. They're gonna figure
It's
this out.
it's funny you say that because the teams that were involved, like the teams that were very loudly involved,
Yes.
the main three teams, of course, you had the Ravens and the sound around them. You had the Eagles, you had the Cowboys, which were very
Yes.
loud, and lastly, you fourth team and you had in there was the Bears. But the Cowboys have kind of apparently already put out through their intermediaries that they're kind of already out on this because they've already made some other moves and they probably just don't have the money for Max Crosby at this point.
Hmm.
I could see the Bears happening, but you know what I honestly think, Michelle, and you can call me crazy. I think this is going to end up that Max Crosby is going to be a Raider this year.
Oh, buddy.
Maybe
That's
it's just
rough.
that I want it to happen, but I think would it shock you at all if
No.
Max Crosby, who has been very, very loud how much he wants to hell, he even talked about when he was going over to the Ravens that he wants
did.
to eventually come back to the Raiders.
Well, you did. Look at that. 24 hours later. The quickest return I've ever seen. Not even enough time for us to miss you, quite frankly.
Nope.
It just feels a little weird, actually.
It's so
No,
good to have him back.
I heard he was there like at 6 o'clock this morning. He was on the premises, like ready for rehabbing. So
Good.
I don't. I mean, he has a good attitude about it. And I did watch his talking after the fact that he was going to be a Raven. But in his mind, I'm sure he's like, damn, that was about to be kind of awesome. Like an immediate awesome. Like, we don't know what the Raiders are going to look like. The track record's
No,
not great, but there will be a whole bunch of new faces. So maybe this is the time to be optimistic. But he was going to a place that's going to put out good football. And so that's tough.
Yeah, I don't know, Michelle. I'm kind of there's a part of me. I call it delusional. Maybe it is delusional, but I've never been all that delusional as a Raider fan my entire life. I've always been pretty realistic and measured. I'm weirdly excited about the Raiders all of a sudden. And it's not because Tom Brady's at the helm, because I don't trust Tom Brady. But everyone I look at, everyone I read, every article that I'm reading, everyone's saying Spy Tech is doing everything perfectly. Their draft picks are situated perfectly. Their future is situated perfectly. They're saying the new head coach is the right guy. I'm like, maybe this really is the actual start that over their last 9 false starts.
I would love for that to be the case for you and for other Raiders fans. My good friend Boogie Cousins being another one, of course. Here's why I guess the fake unofficial tampering period, because people want to bitch and whine, right? Like today there was a lot of bitching and whining about teams that, well, we could have gotten Max Crosby. We already made moves. Well, why'd you make moves? It's an unofficial tampering period. If they would just squash that and make the deadline, the start of it official, and you legitimately can't do anything until that actually starts, much like what we have with all the other deadlines across sports, then this would not be the case today. You would not have already, quote, made moves by the time the day that actually starts the open time this year. That's what I don't get is like, y'all did this to yourselves. You've all sort of agreed that we're unofficially going to make moves, and then on Wednesday we'll make it official. Well, blame yourself then. Y'all should have made it to where this is not it. And so now everybody's made their moves, and they're not going to be able to get Max Crosby. It's a bit messy and definitely sloppy for sure. But again, amongst themselves, they could have fixed it.
Any thoughts on Indiana Jones making his return? I'll admit, $50 million a year for him sounds like, I don't know, fucking lot.
It's the highest, what did I say? The highest 2-year contract extent, whatever you want to call it, that they've had. Like for him. Like
for 8 games. Listen, he was good in those 8 games, but it was 8 games.
Look, I'm never going to begrudge someone because this is what we all hope for, being in the right time, right place with the right suckers in place to give you this money. So good for him, but it's a lot of money. It's so much money. 50 for the next couple of years. But again,
50.
Good for him.
Do you think this is just a thing because he's like so boring off the field and he's just kind of like, listen, we know we can get him on he's safe. That's the word. He's safe. We know he's safe. Is that why he gets this? And somebody like a Kyler Murray is not getting any phone calls at all?
I don't know, because again, how did we get to 50? Like, was there not something between 0 and 50 before? Like, what did these negotiations look like? Were other people clamoring so that you thought, well, we have to pay him? I don't really know what that market looks like. I always have to ask myself, like, what do they know that we don't know? or are you just dumb? Like, because that is also something that happens. Like, we've seen it in this business, we've seen it in sports, we've seen it everywhere. People just sort of outbid themselves for the services of the one person that you're the only ones that want. So I don't know, but 50 a year is definitely worth a double take when you see that, and then you realize it's him.
It's
Him.
Daniel Jones. I mean, this guy was ran out of town, became a backup in Minnesota for all of
Yeah.
3 weeks. He goes over there, good 8 games.
Sure.
Good 8 games. But I could think of a lot of quarterbacks that are available right now that have had good 8 games.
Quarterbacks are in that is such a blessed position, man. Like,
Man.
you don't have to show much. Your audition tape doesn't even have to be all that long. Like, I'm telling you, it's a crazy market for quarterbacks. Oh, that's a good one. Is he he might very well be the next Kirk Cousins.
He's Kurt's cousin, in fact. Like, they're the same fucking guy. It's like him,
Blessed.
Tannehill, and Daniel Jones. You put them in a police lineup, I can't tell them apart.
Chase Daniel. Also, don't forget
Chase
he's made a
Chase Daniel.
so much so that I'm like, is it Daniel or Daniels?
I
don't know.
You find it funny that the only team that's called Kyler Murray is the Oakland A's?
That's actually, I would love that for him.
I would too.
Do it.
I mean, you
Do
might
it.
as well. You don't need to read a playbook in Major League Baseball.
Yo, what do you think it is that no one's even calling for, like, hey, backup? Like, there's nothing. Why?
I have to assume it's because of how injury prone he is, and also just the amount of smoke that's around him. He's got a reputation that he's lazy. He's got a reputation that he's like even out of shape, in fact.
Okay, that might be, yeah, you add that on top of it. That's embarrassing, though, how far you can fall, how quickly you can
Crazy.
fall.
It's absolutely crazy. And by the way, I've seen him single-handedly dominate and take over games multiple times. It's just, if he's not going to end up on Minnesota, I don't know where the hell he could end up.
He may not. He may be an injury situation and get the call later.
So is Tua, but Tua's going to go to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. Is that unofficially official
It's
yet?
still
Like, where are we on
unofficially
that?
official that he's going to go to Atlanta.
I mean, he'll have fun there.
Yeah. He'll get to go to Magic City. He just won't get to be able to wear a sweet sweatshirt for some reason.
Oh, I'll be wearing that sweet sweatshirt soon. Don't you worry about that.
By the way, I know this is not the topic right now, but Jesus Christ, how fucking stupid is that entire conversation in Atlanta? The only argument I heard that sounded relatively like, okay, I somewhat get it. But by the way, you're a woman, so please tell me that this is a stupid argument, because it probably is. One guy did argue out loud, and I had an immediate thought about it. But his argument was, well, listen, it's not that I'm against it. It's just, how do I take my daughter to this game and explain to her the situation? And I heard that going like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but it's also fucking stupid, because how do you take any daughter to a game in Utah and explain the statue of fucking Karl Malone?
I'm so sick and goddamn tired of parents asking the world, how do I explain fill in the blank? Number one, if this job is so fucking hard for you that you can't explain something to a child, then you shouldn't have done it. You probably weren't equipped, but society tells everyone they have to have children, and here we are, overpopulated. Number two, I don't know how many children are going to see a hoodie that says Magic City on it and go, what's that? That sounds crazy. And by the way, of all the things that you have to quote unquote explain to your children, Magic City would be the easiest thing I could make something up about. It's a land of wizards and warlocks. Shut the fuck up. Eat your popcorn, right? So that's number two. That's not, because I can't tell you how many times. Do you know how many things we've had to hear parents? How do I explain homosexuality? How do I explain what trans is? How do I explain what? Then don't be a goddamn parent. You are clearly not intellectually stable or elevated enough to have children because you're not prepared to deal with the world. Number three, turn on the news. I would think children are more inclined to wonder what a rapist and a pedophile is. Try explaining that one away, because you don't get to hide behind Magic and City. And most importantly, number four, the entire night, was just going to have Magic City hoodies, and there was going to be a podcast beforehand hosted by the founder of Magic City and Jamie Gertz, the billionaire slash former 80s actress who's a part owner of the Hawks. Everything else that was going to happen, the Wings, T.I. at halftime, that's all still happening. So all you did was take away. I think people thought legitimately they were going to show up to the game on Monday and there were just going to be strippers dancing around. Like, you dumb motherfuckers. Like, I am a woman. Nobody asked them. Nobody asked the women at Magic City. They're not being trafficked, by the way. These aren't women who were trafficked.
Nope.
Well, everybody knows that the sex industry. Shut the fuck up, please. Again, we are living in a time of absolute and real moral decay, where there are girls and women who are being trafficked against their will for horrible, horrible purposes. This was not, that's why I'm so angry at Luke Cornett.
Mm-hmm.
Luke Cornett, you want to write a blog and you want to get a petition started? There are about 1,000 other things that could probably use your eyes, ears, and writing. And this was not that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I can't. I'll punch another person who says, how am I supposed to explain to my kid? You know what? I don't have kids, but it turns out, guys, I would have been well more equipped, because you can just make something up. They're children.
Mm-hmm.
They're children.
Completely agree.
Give me a fucking
Can
break.
I
Also, have you seen some of the outfits people wear to NBA games? That's a lot more scandalous and scantily clad
100%.
than I was. I guess we have to start putting a dress code in force.
100%.
We have to start whining about everything.
Michelle, the reason why I hated that argument, what am I going to tell my kids? You know why I hated that argument? Because this was a commercial. In case you guys don't know this, I'd say about 12, 15 years ago, when gay marriage was first really brought up here in the in California specifically, when it was on the ballot. And it seemed like it was just going to pass very easily. It's California, a very obvious place where it would pass. And it didn't pass. And the reason it didn't pass, there was a huge barrage of commercials produced by the Mormon Church with these really ridiculous, over the top, so ungodly homophobic commercials. I couldn't believe the FCC allowed them to run that type of ridiculous. But the questions were this. It was literally a girl comes home from school. Mommy, I saw two men kissing today. And they open the door and there's like two men kissing outside, like on the porch. And they close it. What are you going to do when your kid comes home like this? To which I'm like, is this a fucking joke? You tell them what just happened. It's a gay couple. It's not that. It's like,
love.
What?
Two people that love each other. Is this hard?
And that bullshittery somehow worked on enough of the idiot minds that were voting that year. Well, and now we're dealing with this.
They were already anti, so they didn't need that commercial. That commercial wasn't for them. Like, if you're already a homophobe, but you don't need a commercial. You woke up yesterday thinking it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. You fucking morons. Yeah. This, and again, as a woman, it just once again feels like, oh, thank you, great, big, strong, intelligent men. God forbid we do anything. I need you to tell me how to live. You do what's right for us, always and forever. It's the only way we'll get through this. I can't. But you know what? I am getting a hoodie. Lou's bringing us hoodies regardless. Good. And I will wear the shit. I'm going to go to a Spurs game. I'm going to sit courtside across from Luke Cornett, and I'm going to wear that hoodie. I hate that he's on my team because I'm so irritated by this whole thing.
Michelle, you should go. I'm going to make the suggestion. I normally would never tell you to dress scantily clad. It's not my job to tell anyone how they should dress. But I'm telling you, you're going hot pants. You are putting them titties up.
Can you imagine? So out of character for me, but you know, it might be.
It really is. You're going with a thong, and the thong is high 2000s all the way up on your hips.
Ain't nobody want to see that. I know my strengths, and that ain't it. Like,
all right, fine. Just show off
is going to get me there.
Show off the shoulders. Let's just do the shoulders.
I swear to God. Again, and thank you, Ryan. We are living in a bizarro world, man. There is. I can't.
It's fucking bad shit. All right, let's move on to the next thing, and it's simple. No shame, no problem. It's time for some quick hitters. All right, quick hitter number one, Michelle. I feel good about these questions today. I just wanted to see what we got because, by the way, a couple of these questions I got in a very unique way. I Googled on Gemini specifically, what are good questions to ask on a first date? And I got a couple.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So here is apparently a very good question to ask on a first date, and I would like to ask it to you to start. What is the best thing that has happened to Michelle Beadle this week?
This week.
Yes.
All right.
We'll
Oh,
start
crap.
positive, baby.
What is the best thing that's happened to me this week? Hold on. No, you know what? The whole point of this question is that you're supposed to find like a good moment in everything. So let me think about it. Wait, do you have one?
Yeah, I do. I something, it didn't really happen to me. It was something I made myself do. This last weekend, I had this whole thing where I was really feeling self-conscious. I was really bloated, and for whatever reason, I had this like disjointed gut, and I was just like, "What's happening? When did I get so fucking fat? I work out all this hard. I eat all nice. Like what the hell?" So you know what I did? I started riding my bike again this week just to make myself feel better. It's such a small little change just to kind of get around town a little bit. And just 3 days later, I'm feeling so much better just from riding my bike. And I forgot how much just that little activity can add to my week. And it's made my week better.
Funny you should say that, because I bought a bike. It's literally been sitting downstairs for now 3 weeks because I psyched myself out of riding it. Because my plan was on the weekends when I go to class in Santa Monica, because I don't really have the time to do it on like a show day.
Weekdays, yeah.
But I do on the weekend. So I was like, okay, I'm going to ride it there and back. And I've sort of psyched myself out of it. I have no idea why. So this weekend, my goal is to do that, because I kind of did the same thing with taking walks. Like I started taking like 4-mile walks again in the sun and all that stuff. Okay. You know what? My thing that was really nice, it sort of was like a moment, and it makes you think that like, wow, if you really do say something nice to a stranger, it can change the trajectory of their day. I was filling the car up with gas the other day, and I was still dressed from work, and this guy who was filling the car up next to me. And by the way, there's no hitting on, it was nothing like that. He just in passing, he was walking to go into the store, just goes, "I really like your whole vibe and look today." And then just kept it moving. And I was like, well, thank you, sir. It just made my day. I stood up a little straighter. I was like, yeah, damn it. I like my vibe and look too today. So that was a nice moment between strangers, because we were so trained to hate each other. So I like that.
I like that a lot. That's a great way to go about it. All right. Question number 2. What concert is on Michelle Beadle's bucket list that is still attainable today?
Oh, you mean like they're not dead?
They're not dead. You don't have to resurrect somebody.
Yeah, that would be amazing. Well, I mean, Def Leppard's always on there. It's like they're I missed their whole February residency. And I just found their cover band called Def Legend tours the country. So don't think I'm not doing that.
You don't know about Arrows Smith?
I know there's so many good ones. I love. But it's a brilliant way to go about life.
Yes.
Like find your niche and run with that. So you know what? I haven't been to. I don't really want to pay for it. There's concerts that I want to go to that I don't necessarily want to pay for. Like a Lady Gaga concert would be a blast.
That would be cool.
I don't really want to fork out thousands of dollars. Like I don't feel about her like that, but I would go to. She's on my list that I'd like to see live. That's the thing, is like, who's left that I really want to see live? I think it might be her. Okay, let me hear it.
And I would spend money on it. In fact, I'm thinking about it. I've never seen them live, and I will admit I would have rather seen them when I was a little younger, when I had more of the energy for a Metallica concert.
Oh,
but they are playing in the Sphere, and it does seem like a really good band to go catch at the Sphere.
First of all, they're also older, so don't put too much pressure on yourself.
That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah,
but
their energy levels are the same.
Wait, slow down. Metallica's not pulling out the acoustic set halfway through the show.
No, but also that would be that's going to be one of those, like, it's like going to some of those rock concerts I've been to in the last 5 or 6 years. It's like the demo is going to be all over the place age-wise, which I find super fun.
You know what's funny? I one time interviewed, there's a singer named Greg Graffin. He's known as Dr. Graffin. In case you don't know who he is, he's the lead singer of Bad Religion. And he's known as Dr. Graffin because he's a literal doctor. He's actually a professor at UCLA. And I got to, he's a genius. And I got to interview him once, and I asked him, because they did do like a couple acoustic versions of some old songs, and they re-released them. Like the song Sorrow, a song I know you've heard. You may not know it off the top of your head, but if you heard it, you'd be like, yeah, I know the song. They did an acoustic. And I was asking him, like, listen, you guys have, like, you're a punk rock band. I agree. But like your lyrics are different than other rock bands. You guys are speaking about history and a lot of moral decay, and that is your guys' kind of niche. Like, have you guys thought about making an acoustic album? And Dr. Graffin looked at me, he's like, that's a really good idea because I'm fucking tired on that stage.
I'm sure you are, dude. I can't imagine the adrenaline and everything that it takes to be. Yeah, it's a different world.
Yeah, man. All right, next question. What is the dumbest thing you've ever splurged on?
Oh God.
All your shoes? All of them?
I mean, yeah, that's number one. That's a ridiculous amount of money that's gone forever. But it's still kind of funny. But like a one-off, like a one thing that
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I've been trying to think about this. Is there anything I've splurged on a couple of things, but I've always like. But the things I always splurge on, it's always like a bunch of small, stupid things. It's like my Amazon order got too big because my stomach got a little big for certain extra things that caught my attention.
I do that thing where I'm like, I've done this when I rented that place in New York, where I paid a ridiculous rent every month. Or like a vacation where you start out like, I'm gonna keep myself to a budget, and then you find the perfect place that you want to stay, and you're like, fuck it, you only live once, and then I'm back. Yeah, oops, I spent that money. So I guess those could be considered splurges. Like they weren't necessary. I could have definitely done the same things for a lot less, but honestly, I guess, you know what I think it is sometimes I hear the word splurge and I equate it with regret, and I don't really regret any of it. So that's kind of where I am on that.
I agree with some people, but instead of actually saying it out loud, I'll say it was my New York City apartment was probably the thing I splurged the most
There you
on.
go. There you go.
But
It's fun.
But I don't regret it even a little. I loved my apartment. I had a great view, and it made those 4 years in New York City immensely better.
It's a chapter, and I don't regret chapters. So here we are.
Final question on today's quick hitters. If you could have lunch with anybody in history, who would it be, Michelle Beadle?
Oh my God. Lunch with anyone. So this could be their dead.
They could be completely dead. Who do you want to sit down and have a conversation with?
My God, that is. I have. This runs again. Didn't we have a question similar to this? And I was like, oh, Hitler, but not for the reasons you. Like it was like,
yes, he did one time say that, and then I remember I tried to stop you from talking anymore. I'm like, nope, we'll just leave it there.
Because you have to have context. So you can't
like,
just say.
Why are you? Like Ted Bundy would be fascinating as long as he stays far.
Oh, that's a good one. A serial killer would be real, as long as I know I'm not getting murdered during the course of lunch. Which
as long as they're tied to their chair.
Yeah, like maybe a thing is I don't care about space, but I do want to know like truth serum. Tell me the truth. Like, what have we really done? What's up there? What's going on?
Yeah. How many bodies are still buried?
Yeah, like that's a hard one because then you realize you're going to go to lunch. Exactly. Like Obama, I feel like would be more of a conversation. Like he would ask you questions, you would ask him. Some of these like historic figures would just turn into interviews, and like that's not enjoyable either for either party. So that's tough. That's a good one.
I wanted to be someone I could like learn from, like as well, like I walked away like not only kind of getting the information, but like I learned and I became better. And I'm trying to think who that would be. Like Obama, believe it or not, kind of is on that list.
You know what? George Carlin would be a great lunch date. Also, am I bringing with me to lunch the causes and problems of today? Like, am I bringing him up to speed while we're at lunch?
Oh boy, this is gonna be a very long lunch.
Wow, it's gonna be the longest lunch ever.
He's gonna sit there and it's like, fuck, I was right about everything. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, here is my list.
Oh, that'd be tough.
That would be fun though.
That would be. And that is today's quick hitters. Let's move it over to the NBA. Michelle, bam, 83 points. Did you care? Why is everyone all over his ass today?
Look, okay, so I think a lot of things can be true, right? I know that Kobe fans are in a category of their own and they don't love it. The context of it for some was less than amazing. And even those that are in love with Bam and like think, you know what, it's 83 points, give him his props. We'll even also say, those last like 9 points or so were a little cheapy, but that's fine. I'm not pooing on it. It's 83 points. Like It's forever historic. I do think the time that was spanned between Wilt and Kobe, and then now Kobe to Bam, has been shortened so significantly that we are going to see this broken in the next several years, I'm sure. I think Bam Adebayo is overwhelmingly liked across the board, which is also a reason why I don't really feel the need to poo-poo on it. I think the easiest way for me to put in my terms of how I feel is I don't actually care. Like, I was watching Celtics Spurs when they cut in to bring me over to that game, and I was actually irritated because I was like, look, I know that this is happening. I have a phone, I have social media, I'm aware of it. I don't need to see it. I'd like to continue to watch the game I was watching, the one that had real basketball being played for real things. But 83 is 83, and I'm happy for him. Like, I'm happy. I think he and Asia Wilson I hope they never break up. And I know I'm a cynic, but I hope they never break up.
Yeah, it's kind of cute. I kind of like it.
They're adorable.
It is really
Like,
kind of
she
cute.
was up there at his press conference. I was like, oh, that's something you don't see every day.
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
I kind of dig it.
So, yeah.
But let's just go around the NBA then, because
Well, how'd you feel about it? Were you like stoked, or were you just like,
no, I felt it's weird. I felt nothing. Like, that was just the truth. I felt
That's
nothing.
fair.
Because it's just the Heat are, they're sixth in the East. Fine. I guess I'm more, I don't know. I'm like weirdly past current NBA personal accomplishments and accolades right now. I'm more into the actual standings and jockeying for position, and which is weird to say
That's
when
fair.
something historic like this happens, but I felt literally nothing.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's like, it's a piece of information that will forever be in our brains well, he'll forever be on the list. That's never going to change. Now, whether or not more get added to that list in our lifetimes, I do think that will happen, and we'll memorize those next. But yeah, I'm happy for him. That's a pretty cool list to be on.
I agree. And I do love this comment that Bam is the second best basketball player in that relationship. That is funny and probably somewhat true. Anything else? I mean,
100%
obviously,
true.
yeah, your Celtics. I mean, I'm sorry, your Spurs are just they won't stop. They've won 5 in a row. They're 9-1 in their last 10.
They're 15 out of 16, and on that list is like Detroit twice, the Thunder, the Celtics. Like,
this wasn't supposed to happen yet. I'm slightly frustrated by how quickly this has turned around, especially because what did they tank 3 years ago?
Yeah, I guess you could call it tanking.
No, we can definitely call it tanking.
No, it is. It's I'm telling you, it's faster than I think a lot of people thought. Because yes, the addition of Wemby, that was like, all right, the future's very, very bright. But we've also added Harper and Castle. Like, it's like they've hit and struck gold 3 times in a row. And so even though they're very, very young, the talent level is very, very high. I mean, last night was interesting. Look, Jaylen Brown was upset, and should he have been thrown out? That's arguable. But he was looking for it. God, when he came back at him second time, I was like, oh, he's out. That's going to cost you
so many Jaylens.
But then when he tweeted it, you can't tweet during the game. That's actually,
you cannot do that.
He is upset, but I do think the Celtics are a hell of a team. It was a must-watch game that was actually competitive and entertaining. And look, the Celtics didn't have Jaylen Brown for the rest of it. They didn't have Pritchard. I think those are 2 gigantic pieces of the puzzle. If the Celtics come out of the East, I have zero surprise, which is that's the one that's crazy to say out loud, by the way. Knowing what we knew, and that Tatum was hurt, and then no one thought he'd be back this soon, or especially not like this healthy. That's the shocking part. If I would have put $1 on the Celtics to come out of the East at the beginning of the season, this would be a very enjoyable day.
And I'm just asking because I am a Laker fan, so I just got to know, what is this team? Like, because
I don't know.
Because they're good. They're 40-20. They're not bad. It's just, it's exact, like I mentioned earlier, it's the exact opposite of Tatum. You don't get worse by adding a Jason Tatum, yet the Lakers are consistently getting worse by adding LeBron James. The numbers actually back it up. They're a faster paced team, and their defense is actually significantly better.
JJ has an interesting dilemma facing him as we move forward, especially if they can stay in that, if they can keep home court advantage. These are all things that are going to be beneficial to them, but there's no way to cut up the numbers. If you cut up the numbers, we looked at them today. If it's Reeves, Luca, and LeBron together, it doesn't work. If it's Reeves and LeBron, it doesn't work. If it's Luca and LeBron, it doesn't work. And if it's Reeves and Luca, it works. Like that's a hard thing to wrap your head around. And so
Wild.
now if you're JJ Redick and staff, you have to figure out some sort of a lineup. And hopefully LeBron's all in and what have you. And maybe he sees enough that he's like, we have a shot at something. I don't think they do at the end of the day, but they could disrupt some stuff. They could ruin some people's days. I don't envy JJ Redick because you've got a Hall of Famer, second best player of all time sitting there that you got to figure this out. And you only have a month to do it. And then the playoffs start. So I don't know. I don't know.
I think I'm getting just more excited. I guess for me, I'm just more excited about the Lakers, I guess, next year. I just am. Because I'm assuming that LeBron's going to be gone and they're going to hopefully get somebody that can play center.
That's the dream. Well, I mean, what, you don't like
the dream.
Is that not good enough for you? He had a decent night, actually.
Yeah, but
but he's very hot and cold, and I don't know that he's dependable or that he ever will be dependable. But yeah, there is no wiggle room for the Lakers this offseason. They have to do things, and it is crazy to me. But in the meantime, look, they're in a good spot. I don't know what they are. To answer your question, I don't know. Like I have zero faith that from one day to the next, I understand the Lakers. I just don't.
All right, well, let's go ahead and switch it over to Shiggles before we wrap things up, Michelle. So, Michelle.
Yes.
My Shiggle is actually from something that came up yesterday when I was talking to Tyrone. After the show yesterday, there was a press conference that led into a little bit more. And this is where I'm actually going. I have a little bit of a take here. I think that we are seeing the beginning of the end of MMA as a mainstream sport. The MMA world is dictated by one company, that is the UFC. The UFC has officially sold basically to Paramount Plus for $7.7 billion. Also, Michelle, can you name a single star in the UFC?
The one guy that voted for Trump and now regrets it. What's his name?
Look at and see, you can't even name him. That's
his name. I knew it.
Exactly. Michelle, the biggest stars of MMA have been practically retired for a decade now.
This is fair.
And I'm talking about all of them. Their biggest star is John Jones. John Jones just asked for his release because they're not paying him what he's worth, and he's not going to be in the White House thing. And now come to this with Ronda Rousey and the Gina Carino thing. Now, this is a fight I couldn't give less of a shit about. I will say this.
Carano had good work. She
had a lot of good work done.
Whatever she did do was subtle enough. She looks beautiful. But anywho,
she lost a lot of weight. She looks like she's in great shape. And yes, she had some work done, and it's actually good work. Good for her. But this was a fight that we would have all cared about in 2006. This is just it's 2026. No one cares. But Netflix tried to take a bite out of that pie. But Ronda Rousey offered this fight to UFC, and they turned him down. Now Ronda's on a war path against UFC. And here's the thing. Ronda's not wrong about what she's saying when she's going after the UFC. Yada, yada, yada. They have $7.7 billion. They're not paying their people. So much so that their women's champions are out on OnlyFans, quote, showing their titties to make ends meet. Now, she is right that Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko does have an OnlyFans, but she is not showing her titties.
What is she doing? Lingerie?
She posted a tweet yesterday. It's 2026. Fighters using OnlyFans is just a new way to connect with fans with a heart emoji. Looks like Ronda slept too long after her last fight in 2016.
Oh, I like this. This is fun. Hold on. By the way, I don't give two shits what she does on OnlyFans, but you do have to do something. Like there is some sort of sex appeal that's like lingerie pictures or whatever.
Probably, I would assume. I don't know. I'm not on OnlyFans these days. I don't really. All I know of it is for porn. But I appreciate what Ronda's saying because she's not wrong about that. The MMA world is not paying their fighters, and the UFC is the biggest culprit ever. However, it's Ronda Rousey, and she's only saying this because Dana White refused to purchase this fight. It's coming off more. The message, I think, is absolutely correct. The messenger couldn't be more wrong.
Why would he not buy this fight?
I think because they have that $7.7 billion and billionaires like to pocket that.
Oh, well, first of all, he's notoriously been an absolute asshole when it comes to paying his employees. Like that,
Yes,
by the
he
way, we've been talking about MMA fighters being underpaid since the beginning of all of this. Like the fact that
Mhm.
it's now in 2026 and this is still an issue is actually depressing to me. But that's also why you're not going to have big names. Why would a big name stick around for no pay? But
Mhm.
I would have bought it. Like buy
I
the
would have
fight.
too. I would have
If
absolutely
there was
too.
ever anything I'd be somewhat interested in maybe tuning into
They're at
would
least
be that.
names. Like, they're
They're
at
huge
least
names.
names. Like,
Yeah,
Ronda Rousey, yeah, is she past her prime to fight? Absolutely. Is
sure.
Ronda Rousey the most famous female fighter of all time? It's not even fucking close.
Yep. That's what I'm saying is like those are two names that you don't currently have as far as I know. I used to go to UFC fights. Like this used to be
Mhm.
a thing that I would religiously watch and it's crazy. Have not, don't care, will not watch any of it anymore. Like
And
so interesting.
but that's the other reason why I think UFC and the world of MMA is kind of on their way out, because MMA, specifically UFC, has not been quiet about it. They're like, no, no, no. We're the alt-right sports company. That's what we fucking are. And I'll just go
Yes,
back and quote
it's
Michael.
like I'm Dana White. I
Mhm.
fillet the orange one, and then I get to do my little circus act in the front yard of the house that we all pay for. So yes,
Mhm.
it's a forgive me if I don't care.
Exactly. And it's like the exact opposite of the Michael Jordan approach, where he said, listen, Republicans buy shoes too. Apparently, liberals don't like fighting. Not true. I used to love MMA.
I used to love it.
I'm
Dude,
not tuning in for shit.
Dana White knows that too, because
Yeah.
he used to give me my front row seats to all of the fights. So yeah, no, we've been out here. We just don't want to anymore. We're good.
Mhm.
I'm no longer spending my time, energy, or I guess money if you do, uh, on the product. Don't care, not in.
What are you shiggling on?
Just for shits and giggles, I would like the Citizen app to somehow add a follow-up, if you will. And by that I mean this. At 3:34 this morning, I was awakened by helicopters, full blast, what seemed like to be in my bedroom, but they were in fact outside. Uh, and I'm thinking that's okay. It's 3:30 in the morning. I can hear the sirens. I can see the reflection of the lights. I'm like, oh, there's some shit going on downstairs. Like, what's happening? All right, cool. I get on my Citizen app because that's where you go immediately when something's happening.
Mhm.
And sure enough, other people were also awakened by this and were wide awake. Some people were even videotaping it because apparently a man had a rifle and was threatening to shoot a woman on one of the sailboats downstairs. Right? Like that's a big headline. That
There
is
you go.
not your
Yeah.
normal Citizen app. Hey, somebody ran into a goalpost. No, this was like, uh-oh, that's the problem. Um, and so now I'm awake and I'm like, all right. And there's people videotaping it, the helicopters, all the sirens. I finally fall back asleep. I wake up this morning. There's no follow up. There's no news story about it. There's no way. I don't know if did he shoot her? Did they shoot him? Did they all make up and everybody leave? I have no idea how this played out from 3:30 this morning. So I would like for the Citizen app to come up with a way to sort of let's wrap this bad boy up, put a bow on it so that we know what the hell happened when we wake up 3 hours later and have no clue. That's my shiggles. It's a good idea, by the way. Somebody should take it and run.
So I got on the Citizen app about 5 years ago and I was in El Paso. I had to delete it and I couldn't delete it. For some reason, I couldn't stop getting emails from it from a city I didn't even live in anymore. Up until about a year and a half ago, I still knew all of the shit that was going on in my neighborhood in El Paso, Texas.
I mean, you got to turn it off for when you leave said area. Yeah, no, I get like and it's so funny because it has different sounds. Like if you've got your ringer on, it's got okay, all right. Cardinals have officially released official. Okay, so now we're officially in it. I don't care. We've been officially in it for 3 days.
Yeah.
It has different sounds. So like if something bad's happening, like if a gun, a knife, whatever, it'll be like donk donk. It'll be the sound on your phone. Here's what's crazy. If it's a sex offender drop, like, hey, update, a sex
Mm.
offender's just moved in 0.3 miles away from you, it'll have like a dun 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 sound. And I'm like, is that really a dun 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 moment? Like,
Really exciting sound. Ooh,
yeah,
what
we should
score
change that.
highlight did I just get?
I was like, oh, cool. And then it tells you what sex offense the person was. It's a great app, but it leaves a lot to be desired when you're trying to follow up. And so that's my shiggle.
It's a good shiggle. Hey, now that we're at the end of the show, Michelle, let's reflect.
Yes.
Michelle, here's what I'm reflecting on, and it is actually sports related, which it rarely is, but I want to reflect on this. Listen, sometimes it's just great to go home.
Hmm.
Geno Smith, congratulations. If the rumors are true, I'm just so happy for you and all of those fans in New Jersey who never stopped loving you at any given moment. Truly, you're a Jets legend, and this is your chance to prove it. Geno Smith, welcome back to the promised land. Welcome back
Oh,
to Jets land.
I love that for him. I love that for
Remember
him.
when he got his jaw broken there by his teammate? I do.
Well, that was just one bad day.
No. Did he have one good day when he was
I
there?
don't know. Maybe he just loved the look. I get loving the area. Like it's a legitimate feeling. My reflection is I saw Jason Williams and Pat Bev kind of poo-pooing on Wemby getting emotional the other day after a 25-point comeback win over the Clippers, which was like the second highest sort of comeback against whatever, yada yada. Now, I think what people have to understand, and they should reflect on this, is there was a reason why the overwhelming sentiment with Wemby getting emotional. Number one, I don't know what else is going on in his life. We knew he had just had that friend that went missing and then was found. Like, he's a young man raised in Europe, not here, where they are not taught to act like toxic masculine bitch boys. They are actually allowed to feel things. And so I just want to make this short and sweet for those two. We didn't like you like that. Bottom line, you weren't liked like that. Jason Williams, we already know you're a little antiquated in a lot of your thoughts and beliefs. And Pat Bev, you ain't liked the same way that Wemby's liked. And that's just all it is. It wasn't that we just hate you and we're like going to make fun of you for the emotions of the play-in, but you're not loved like Wemby's loved. And sometimes it's really hard to swallow that. And so you lash out. And I like to say, I loved it. Thought it was great for the league. More of that, please.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Michelle, we've done it again. Another fantastic show. And of course, I want to let everybody know Michelle will not be here on Monday for Michelle Beadle Monday. She's taking Monday off. You're coming next Wednesday, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
So we will have one full week without Michelle Beadle. You will have to just deal with me for the time being and a slew of guests that will be joining us. Tomorrow, we're going to have the one and only Keith Irizarry joining us here live on Beadle and Decker, sitting in Michelle's chair. And Michelle, I can't stress this enough. You are a legend on and off the court. We love having you on Beadle and Decker. And we hope you have a really, really great week. Like, share, and subscribe wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And, of course, right here on YouTube.
Go get some sunshine, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. And R.I.P. Estelle Getty.